Hi guys, and welcome back to another tour video. So today we're going to be looking at Rodevelde by Burd. How's it going, Burd?
Hey, yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. So, obviously we've done lots of tours of your stuff previously. We're currently at the Burd. We've had a look at before. I'll link that in the description as well as your channel actually.
Oh yeah,
that'd be good.
That would be great.
So, give me a tour. Tell me where we're going.
Yeah, sure. So, we are standing right next to the Burd, of course, which is a massive castle with a town inside, and it's quite developed. But you cannot create something like this just out of thin air. This place had to be built, and while you're building this stuff, you cannot live inside of it. So you need to build houses in other places, and Rodevelde is the workers' town that was built to actually construct the giant castle that is the Burd.
Aha.
So it's just a little way down the road.
It is. So
yeah.
To talk about the whole thing, so didn't you have a name for? Is it a name for these fields?
Yeah, it is named after the red fields that surround the Burd. I think we touched on that tour video as well.
I think we did as well. Yeah.
There's a lot of red flowers around here. The legend says that these flowers are the results of all the blood that has been spilled in the wars to secure this part of the island.
Cool. And you got a nice little sign as well. I like that.
Yes.
Of course, something that we haven't seen yet as well. Medjai.
I think there's a lot you haven't seen yet.
There is. I know. I like that. I like the signage.
Infrastructure is quite important, I think, to tie an entire world together.
Definitely. It just adds more to it.
Yeah, it adds a lot.
It does, and it makes more sense as well. I mean, that's the other thing you got to think about. Whenever you go into games like Kingdom Come Deliverance, for example, and you've got all of the different industries in the little towns around, and they all seem to feed into each other.
Yeah, that is something, kind of the reason I built this town as well, because essentially this town is just built for infrastructure. Since it was mining the stone and getting all the resources for actually building the Burd.
Yep.
So we've arrived at the front gate. You can see that it has seen better days. This town isn't as important as it was anymore. Castle has been built, and it has been built for a long time already. So the defenses on this side of the village have kind of weared down. You can see to the right there's a little orchard as well, and that's just part of agricultural life here. So of course the banners, red and yellow, are for Burd.
Yep.
Those are the city colors, I suppose. Once you get in, there's a couple houses around you. To the right, there's immediately a graveyard. That's a pretty nice welcome, I'd say.
Yep. But again, it's very, very key to everything.
It's a place I always forget to build. Well, I mean, if there's wars, because there's castles, there have to be dead people as well.
Absolutely, so. Yeah. Always gonna have to have graveyards, definitely. And of course, religion in medieval life, very important as well.
Yeah, very important.
So, such a key structure. Do you want to explore this little house?
Yeah, sure. Yeah? Let's explore it.
Let's go and explore.
For as much as there is. Yeah, there might be some weird paintings on the walls.
Oh yeah, because I haven't got the texture pack.
Thing to say. Yeah, I have my own little private texture pack that increases the quality of some paintings. I can send you a link for it though.
Yes, next time we will remember that.
As well.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look.
So yeah, this is just a little house of a guy that holds some sheep in his backyard. Now the quality of the sheep might be a bit lower than you're used to.
I have seen these. I'm just gonna have a look.
It was a necessary.
I know. I need to figure out how to get it so that we can all spawn them without any any problems. I think it's because I turned off spawning because they kept on just appearing everywhere, and then it just makes them disappear. I can't.
Yeah, I guess so.
But no, it still works.
But yeah, little sheep herder. I suppose he takes his sheep out to the fields as well.
Oh yeah.
Maybe sometimes he can borrow the fields on the other side of the Burd.
Definitely, yep. Yeah, I'll move them around. I like this, by the way. Nice little touch.
Yeah, it's a little gate, a little porch. I suppose there would be banners or flags on here when there was something important happening.
Reminds me of The Witcher 3 with when you go on a horse race. And it's as random as that is, because they always had those, and they had banners and stuff on them. It just sparked a random memory to a random request. Right, where to next?
Well, now we get into the main part of the town.
Yep.
This is, I suppose, the market street. The markets here aren't great. There is some people riding their carts in here and selling them. Sadly, there's no market today. But there is, of course, the little chapel or church building around here with a summoning bell, of course.
Yep, of course.
And inside, it's quite simple. Uses the same banners as the religion uses in Carnburg.
Cool.
Same white and yellow scheme. And it's just some basic pews with an altar in front.
Looks
for
good.
some important person to do a talk.
Definitely. I like it. I like it, though.
Yeah.
You would have these little chapels. Actually, around where I live, there's loads of them. Loads of little chapels.
Yeah, same for where I live.
Because it's one of those things, wasn't it? Had to have religion nearby, especially in medieval ages, and because of course Europe's got so much of that history, they're just still around today. It's amazing.
Yeah, and the church paid lots of money to erect churches way too big for the towns they were in, of course.
Of course, they did. Yep.
Because this is the only real stone building you'll see in this place.
That's true, yeah. Which is actually pretty accurate as well. It's good.
Right, so in the back here, the church also needs some resources, and it needs someone who runs it. And he's got a little shed in the back as well, a little house.
I like it.
It's quite basic, but he doesn't need a lot. He has his faith.
Exactly, yeah.
And behind here are some more fields. But then these sheep use Steve heads instead of skulls, apparently.
Okay. I quite like that.
Yeah, this is a bit bigger field. The entire village, as you can see if you look around, is kind of surrounded with little fields as clay pits and other like workspaces, like rope spinners and stuff. Weren't necessarily more, they were just transformed into little fields.
It makes sense. Right. What have we got next? What's this building?
There's this building over here. Yes, this is a normal village building, but the guy likes to keep bees. So he has a bee farm in the back with some flowers, nice in the shade as well. Doesn't get too hot in here.
No, like it.
So this is his little bee place, and also this place, I believe, was not built by me. It was actually built by another patron, MrGysta.
Cool.
Who was afraid to start something himself, so he wanted to to just help me for a bit. And I thought, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it fits in as well. The style fits in. That's the good thing.
Yeah, it fits.
Really nice. Cool.
So yeah, just a little living space with a fireplace, some shelves. Sadly, we cannot put anything on them because it's Minecraft.
Yeah. I think one day we will. Sure we will.
Maybe. So this place actually has an upstairs, which is an upgrade to the last bit. And of course there's some shared beds, because privacy wasn't really a thing.
No.
You had limited space, you can give everyone a separate bedroom.
And then,
could give the the head of the family a separate bedroom, of course, if they wanted it. Because that's a sign of luxury, having a separate place.
It is, yeah. Cool. I like it. I also like the little the furnace as well, to keep it warm. So it could either be for making food or to be keeping warm. Use them for both. It's good.
Yeah, it's a smaller solution to an entire fireplace.
This I quite like. The stables, by the way. And the reason I like it, I like the stone mix in it, and I like how got a couple like bricks and things missing, but I also like the doors, because I never do that anymore, and I did at one point. I forgot it. Do you know what I mean? Like when you haven't done something for a little while and you just completely forget that that's a thing. I like it.
I looked at some pictures of some stables, and I realized that actually horses are usually not behind 1 meter tall fences. They're about behind a 1.5 meter tall just wooden frame usually. And so I suppose the horse, they always hang their heads out. I suppose that still could happen here. and they have their own little space to chill in.
Yeah, definitely. I like it. I really like it.
And it's, of course, a bit bigger building as well.
God, you got loads of stables. Sorry, I just saw
yeah.
more on the other side as well.
Well,
Wow.
Carts have to be built to drag all the stone up the hill.
That's true, yeah.
Stone needs to be dragged by someone. So we can take a look inside. It's quite a big building.
Nice.
So there's a bit more compartmentalized upstairs area.
Nice little window as well. Oh. And
Of course, there's an attic for a spare bed for maybe a cousin came to work in summer when it was busy.
Or apprentice as well. 'Cause of course, whenever the apprenticeship's really big in medieval times.
Yeah.
So they would usually sleep pretty much wherever they
just live at their master's family.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice.
Right. So, next, a medieval town wouldn't be complete without a blacksmith.
Of course.
And the blacksmith, of course, is here not to make swords, but to make, the irons on their horses' feet, which I forgot the name of.
Horseshoes.
Horseshoes,
yes.
yes.
A stupid word. But yeah, horseshoes, tools for the fields, anything like that.
Tools, yes. Chisels, hoes, shovels, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
To sharpen them daily as well, because those stuff, they're hacking at stone all day.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
they need to be sharpened.
I like it.
So this is a level up forge design.
Yep, I like it. I really like the bellows. I really do.
Yeah. And I also used the magma stone for flames inside, because having a giant big flame isn't really what you do in a forge.
No, it's not.
You usually just have glowing coals which you shove the stuff in.
Yep, absolutely. I like it. Steal this. Take the design. It's very nice. Right, let's go inside.
Of course, there's an inside as well.
Yep.
There's a little a counter where you can talk to the guy if he's not working outside.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And he himself lives upstairs as much as he can, where there is 2 rooms, quite big as well.
Definitely. Wow, this one's quite big.
Because, a blacksmith is kind of essential, so he has the money to afford his own closets and, bigger houses.
It's nice. I like it.
I think also that this build was around the time I discovered you could use scaffolding for tables.
Ah, okay.
Because it's kind of the mix between having just a trapdoor on the top of a block or having a fence with the trapdoor on top.
Yep.
But then it does have legs and you can put stuff on top of it.
Yep.
So that sounds like the ultimate win.
It does, yeah. It's really good. I like this little cart. That's cool.
Yeah, it can be a hand-drawn cart or a horse cart, but I couldn't figure out a combination of blocks to stick anything in front of it to actually carry it. So that's why it seems to be. That's
definitely work for a hand cart. It's cool.
Yeah, those are more common than you think as well.
Yeah,
because horses are expensive. So if you could drag something by hand, why not?
Why not do it? The Red Giant.
Yeah, the Roodse.
Yep.
Little tavern.
I like how you put the English names on there now for me.
Well, it's for the people around, because once you go through the gates in the side of town, it's an English territory, I suppose.
It's just like South Africa. It used to be Dutch. Was English after that.
So this is the tavern. It has some places to hang your coats on between the tables. It has some fresh meals.
Very
some
nice.
Purple salad. I always imagine it to just be like cabbage.
Yeah, definitely.
With some stuff in it. Because the corals, if they don't decay because of the plug-in, you can really use them to make some foodie looking stuff.
I did not think about the item frame. That's really good.
Yeah, you can put loads of stuff in your salads.
Absolutely, yeah. Like gold blocks, for example.
Yeah, or knives
cheese.
or something.
Yeah, some cheese, I guess.
Yeah.
I like this.
So there's the bar here, with the sea pickles acting like mugs
Yep,
or tankards.
definitely.
In the My Little texture pack, they do actually look like spruce tankards.
They look.
But the sea pickles look fine enough on their own, I think, as well.
They do, yeah, definitely. I think they're a weird kind of addition to Minecraft, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's back door. Cellar as well.
And of course, there's a cellar.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's quite simple, and it's right beneath the common space.
Yep, I like it though. It's good. Right.
Yeah. There's an upstairs as well, of course, with a couple rooms, not too many, but.
So is this more of an inn, or?
Yeah. You can rent a room here if you want to.
I seem to always do that with any of my taverns, is make it into an inn. I think it's just, it's the natural thing to do, is just to put a couple rooms above it. Wow, so this one's being used for like storage as well then, I'm guessing.
Well, I suppose the patron staying here has a couple issues.
Fair dues. I like that. A little bit of story.
Yeah, it wasn't really what I was focusing on with this build.
Yeah.
And of course an outside sitting area, because buildings are expensive, and if you want more people, you'll just put some benches outside.
That's neat. That is nice. I like it. I like the little area around it with the fence and with trapdoors and stuff. I do like that. That's really cool. That does look really cool. Oh, and you got a little bell as well.
Yeah, I watched the documentary, and in it told me that cooking for yourself wasn't as common as it is now. So a housewife somewhere in town would cook for the entire town with just a giant pot of stew, probably, and they would summon the entire town for dinner. And because, everyone knows everyone in these towns, or little villages or hamlets, it's actually quite a fair deal to just get your evening meal served by someone without even having to pay.
Oh wow! I know that back in like Roman times, especially, they didn't do the same thing, but they always used to go to restaurants. So they hardly ever like cooked at home. They didn't even have a furnace or anything to cook with. So it was like porridgey type stuff in the morning, or bread or something like that had been made in like a communal cooker kind of thing. So that's really interesting. I like it though. Really like it. That's a lot.
Right. And then on the other side is one of the more fancy buildings. This used to be the woodworker's place. It's a big shed.
Yep.
It has lots of storage space. But now, since there isn't as much need for wood anymore, since the guild moved onto the actual town of Karnberg, this is transformed into the brewery of the town. Yes, it used to be the woodworker's place, but now it's a brewery, since the woodworkers moved up to the actual castle. So now it is called the Westkarn Brouwerij. So it's just the brewery of the Western Karnlands.
Cool.
And inside, it's not quite as organized as you'd like. You immediately get into some vats and some stored stuff. It's quite an open workspace. In the back, there's a little place for seating, but there's storage all around because, there's never enough stuff.
Yep.
And the tall tower has been repurposed to fit in a little crane to actually carry barrels and other crates of goods upstairs.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So upstairs, there's a bit more space. Of course, there's the main office kind of deal. So here's the office of the head of the brewery.
Very nice.
Who manages all the sales and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But if you actually look on the other side, you can see that it starts to look a little bit different. This is actually dug into the mountain, or into a natural cave that has been repurposed as a storage place to age whatever is brewing in here.
That makes sense. Use what you got. So yeah, I really like the use of the natural cave. I think it's really cool, actually. It makes a lot of sense. So is this from when they've been mining out the stone? Was that the idea?
No, this is actually not a quarry. They're on the other side of town, because mining stone in this kind of shape is a bit difficult, I suppose. Because you actually need to saw the stone, or at least chip through it in semi-straight lines.
Fair dues. Cool. But yeah, it'd be nice and cool in here, definitely.
Yeah. There's actually no real staircase in here, and you have to use the ladder. And that's why the crane's there.
I found a staircase earlier when I was having a look around. Yeah. Right. So yeah, the staircase.
There is actually a staircase.
I know. I found it. I found it earlier when I was having a very sneak peek around.
Yeah.
It's because it's in the dark. I think that's the reason. Because I was like, oh, secret, and I was like, staircase. Okay. Makes sense.
I think it was the last bit I added to this building because I was like, nah, you cannot have a ladder just to go up and down. So I think I just stuck it to the side.
Fair dues. What's up in the tower then? Is there anything?
The tower hasn't been used for anything up here. It used to be a place where you could work on bigger wooden structures, to assemble them, see how they look, and then take them apart again.
Okay, fair enough. I like the view though.
Yeah, it's a great view.
Really nice. Love it. It's good. Right, let's head back down. Ooh, and okay, cool. So this is like the storagey barn.
Yeah, so, the garage, the shed.
This where they would have had full logs, then they would have been cut up into beams and into whatever they needed. Is that the idea?
Well, it's the shipping and receiving in one. It's the place where carts would just run by and you could easily fit everything through a door.
Cool.
It's kind of the thing.
I like it. It's good. Right.
So on to the next building. There is the Slager Roadveld. The butcher.
The butcher.
Of the Red Field. It's a little lore joke, I suppose.
Definitely.
So yeah, again, a little painting that's supposed to be a knife rack.
No, it looks fine.
Yeah, it's just a general butcher, and up here is where the meat would be taken. It would be salted here. Whatever you do with meat to preserve it.
Oh, that means we need to make some place to get salt out of the sea.
Yes.
Yes.
Or mine it.
Or to mine it. Yeah. We need to do that actually. The entire world.
Yeah,
now.
that is on the list.
That is on the list. Good.
So
it just made me think about it. I was like, yeah, it's really, really common. It's like really common in medieval times. Yeah, cool.
So yeah, down here is the bit more unsavory place.
Yep. But I love this. I quite like the new textures. I think they look better.
Yeah, it looks great.
Much better than it used to. Cool.
Of course, the butcher has to live somewhere as well. Yep. So there is a secret little stairway upstairs.
Very nice.
To some beds of the apprentices, and of course the head of the family.
Yep.
Who sleeps here?
The master.
Yes.
Very nice. Excellent.
Alright. So, this place, I haven't built myself either. This place was built by Gysta as well.
Cool.
And I remember telling him, he was like, what do you want to have this like? And I was like, well, all the buildings from here on out are going to be a lot smaller.
Yep.
So just think of like an open air museum where you have those real medieval houses. They usually are quite low to the ground, actually. It's not what you always see in Minecraft.
No, see around us, we've got the Celtic long kind of roundhouses.
Oh yeah.
So that's when we were on a school trip, because of course, so the UK, Cornwall, which is where I'm from, Wales and Scotland, that's where the Celts ended up fleeing from the Romans. So because of that, the Celtic kind of culture is more in down this end. So that's why we've got more roundhouses. But yes, you are absolutely right. I haven't actually seen one of these in real life though, but I recognise it instantly.
Yeah, you can find them in the Netherlands, I suppose. And you sometimes see like pictures of them with actual grass on the roof as well.
Very nice.
But yeah, the reason why the walls are so low is walls are expensive, and they can fall over. And you need the same shape roof on top. It's the same size. So why not just save a bit of money on the walls?
Yeah, definitely. Makes perfect sense. This one's also got in the back a barn for animals.
Yeah.
Which also one of the people in the comments said that I think it was some of the Scottish houses used to have them, so they'd have the downstairs areas being like a little barn. And then
I have read that somewhere about English houses.
Yeah, it's really weird. So I didn't know about it until somebody commented it. and said, yeah, then the actual natural heat from animals and things like that are there, and also if somebody's trying to steal them, you hear about it straight away.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah, makes sense. I like that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Should we go for it?
Yeah, we can do this one still, and then we'll take a walk around towards the mill.
Sounds good. I have seen the mill. It is really cool. I like the mill. Yeah, nice little house again.
So yeah, dug into the ground because that's an extra meter of free wall.
Yep, I've also seen that.
Isn't going to collapse.
I've also seen that quite commonly as well when it's dug in.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The only thing is, whenever it's dug in, I always think, well, if it's raining, aren't you just making it really wet and damp inside your own little house?
I read somewhere that on top of the dug-in bit, usually you would have reeds or something, like really tightly packed reeds, so the water would kind of seep in between your floor, and you would stay relatively dry on top.
Fair enough.
But that's I've just heard that. I don't know how true that is.
Well, we'll find out. Somebody will comment about it. So
yeah.
Right.
Behind here, you can also see the first quarry of the town.
Yep.
It has overgrown in the time because it's been a couple generations since this castle has been standing. But yeah, you can move into here from the side and from the top, so you can easily chisel out bits of stone and carry them off.
Nice. Like it. It's good. Right. Where to?
Yeah, let's visit the other side of town, because there's a couple extra buildings down here.
Yep.
And kind of a second square or intersection. There's a bigger barn for some more animals.
Oh, wow. Wow, okay. So I'm guessing the idea is that the sheep will be out in the fields during the day, or the pigs. I love that. That's funny. And then they bring them in during the day, during the night even, so they can look after them.
I don't know about that actually. I don't know how keeping animals really was done.
No, fair enough.
But I imagine that if you can keep pigs in a place where you don't have to chase them,
that's true.
That's a lot easier.
That is a lot easier. Yeah.
So yeah, behind here is another structure, which is of course the bakery, because
nice.
Bread is important.
Very important.
It's got some ovens. And and a workstation too. You know, work your bread, work your dough.
I know, I was just about to say it. Actually, yeah, I can see the dough in that. Definitely. Makes sense. Nice little rooms.
And some rooms.
Yeah.
And of course, the back door. Because actually, back here is the mill.
Aha.
And you don't want to be lugging sacks of flour around that far, if you can. So, the mill straight up here, which is one of the most intricate things I've ever built in vanilla Minecraft. With all the mechanisms running around here.
You've actually done it properly, okay. Okay.
I've tried.
Right, so
yeah, outside is a mill.
Yep. Should we have a look at that?
Take a look at it.
Yeah, let's take a look at that quickly, because that'll help people. So, I want to talk about this, because this is really realistic. By diverting water from a main river and actually being able to turn it on and off, makes total sense. And actually, some of the mills near me, the old ones that were used for, it was actually used for mining. That's what they were using the water wheel for, was to pump water out of. Funnily enough, use water power from a stream to pump water out of a mine, because Cornwall's really mine heavy. But they did exactly this kind of thing, where they would divert water either from a main river or just completely take over the stream, being able to turn it off, on and off, and then get that to turn a wheel, because of course it's a lot better when it's going down. So it all makes perfect sense. So with the ones that are near me, the water actually runs over the top of them and then falls off, and that's how it turns.
Yeah, I've seen this model being built in the eastern parts of the Netherlands.
Ah, cool. That
it flows against this side of it.
That makes sense. All of it works. So I really like it. I really, really like this. When I had a quick look, I really like this bit the most. I was like, that is really nice. And also then the water comes down, feeds the fields, which is perfect, and then heads off into the ocean. I like that.
Yep.
It's good. Really, really good. Right, so that's that bit of the mechanism. So we've got the wheel. Let's find my way back in. There we go.
And the wheel is attached to a place down here.
Down here, okay.
Right behind it there in that
Yep.
log that I just punched out. That's where the wheel's connected.
Okay, cool. Yep.
And that powers the millstones here. So it has a little gearbox that, it's traveling towards us now.
Yep.
And that makes it travel upwards.
Yep.
So the lower millstone would be turning.
Yep.
Which is actually quite normal.
Yep.
It makes more sense if you think about it, since the hopper on top wouldn't have to rotate. And, that would make all kinds of complications if this would be rotating on an axle.
Definitely. I like it. It's cool.
So yeah, there's some ropes hanging about, and some nets and sacks, I suppose.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a lot with the vanilla Minecraft blocks.
No, I know. That's why it's like Conquest. You're just like, where's the rope? Oh no, it's not. It doesn't exist. Okay.
Exactly.
I like it.
I tried to sprinkle some flour on the floor.
Yep.
That, because mills are always a mess. Dealing with loads of flour that would fall into the hopper here.
Yep.
And could then be loaded into sacks and shipped off.
Like it. It's good. We've got a little room in the back here. So is this where it's being stored, where grain's being stored, or where the milled flour is being stored?
Yeah. Whatever you need to store at the moment, I suppose.
Cool. Excellent.
Of course, there's the little fields I was talking about.
Yep.
They are a bit different than how I did them next to the Carnburg. I don't remember in what way, though.
Fair dues.
I think the crop fields are more messy, so there's less crops and more empty spaces or tall grass.
Yep. Bits of weeds and everything.
Because the texture of carrots gets repetitive really quickly compared to wheat. So
Yeah, it
sticking them
does.
more together makes it look more boring.
Definitely, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Right. We got more fields. And then that goes into the back of the chapel there. It looks really good though. Really, really good. I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, clay pits. Let's have a look at the clay pits. And also then we'll get onto the other stuff. So should we have a look at... Yeah. Pop down to
So
where
over
you
here
are.
are the major clay pits. Back here is one as well. So clay had to be found. Because, real life isn't Minecraft. You don't scoop it up from a river. You actually find a piece of clay in some wet ground, which you can actually dig, and there's quite a lot of it in there as well.
Yep. You don't have to tell me. So the place I live is pretty much all clay. So whenever they build houses, they have to dig up about a foot of clay kind of rock. It's like a mix between like gravel and clay.
Oh, that sounds the most annoying.
Yeah, no, it's really bad for drainage. And then they put some soil on top of it, and it never works. But it's very, very clay. So we should probably talk about what they would use clay for.
Oh, lots of things.
Lots and lots of things. One of the ones being daub, wattle and daub. So wattle is the kind of like sticks. Daub is this kind of material that they then stick onto the outside of sticks. So daub is made out of, I think it's like cow poo or horse poo or something like that, plus some clay.
Yeah, usually.
And things like that.
Clay and mud.
Clay and mud, yeah, it's that kind of mix. And one of the reasons they would do whitewash is to try and make it look better. Which made a lot of sense.
So yeah, wattle and daub is the stuff that, your very familiar fantasy houses are built of, with the wooden frames with the white stuff in between, which is actually just cow poop that's been painted white.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a bit of clay on there. It hardens.
And of course with a stick frame in between.
Yeah, and it hardens. It's actually pretty good. I think it's mostly the clay that would probably be tied into that, but of course pots and all that kind of stuff can be made out of it. Plates,
yes, pots,
everything really.
Vases, that kind of stuff. Everything you need to store stuff that isn't a barrel.
Exactly.
So of course barrels take a lot of time to construct.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, you'd have specialist people which are called, I want to say Coopers.
I don't know.
Ah, that's all right. It's an old medieval term. I say it's an old medieval term. It's probably not. It's got its roots in medieval, but pretty sure it's Cooper. It's a barrel maker. I've got a list.
Never heard of it.
I've got a list of them somewhere because people kept on telling me off because it's just like barrel maker, and it's like no, they're called something else. So yeah.
So yeah, these two little houses around here are some smaller worker houses of before, and they're just still standing.
Yeah, I like.
They're dug in. Their floors are not even floors; they're just ground.
I like it. I really like the where the little bits of fences were actually, with the bit to let out like smoke and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that bit. Cool. Right.
Yeah. So there's some more clay pits around here. One of which is actually filled with water.
Yep. Cool. Right.
And yeah, then we're on to the last stretch of the town, which is back here. You can see to the left another quarry, and that's been used to mine stone.
I like that. Cool. And randomly,
in the back here,
randomly a horse up on the hill as well. Random.
Yeah, there's some animals surviving from the Great Purge.
From the Great Purge, yeah.
Sadly, no sheep or pigs. Yeah, this is the earthwork defenses of the village, which was actually set up long before any new settlers of the Carnlands came here. They kind of refurbished it and used it for their own means. But you can see on the side of the river, there is also there used to be a great wall or a great palisade, and to defend everything northeast of here.
I like that. I really like that. It looks like you can tell that it's following the shape of the hill, but at the same time it's kind of unnatural, if you know what I mean, without it being too unnatural. Like, it has been worn down.
Yeah.
It's really well done. Really, really well done.
Yeah, thanks. But yes, the easiest way to build walls is to dig a hill, and then you have a straight edge, and just stick some stones in there.
Yeah.
You've got your wall.
Exactly. I mean, anything where the enemy has to go uphill is always a bad thing for the enemy, and a good thing for you, because it is tiring.
Exactly. And if you just scoop up the bit so the wall becomes a bit taller for them than for you, that becomes a huge advantage to yourself.
Yeah. Doesn't take much. So, really good.
Yeah. I've
found one orange block, unfortunately.
Oh yay.
Yeah, it's unfinished. The entire build's unfinished. Terrible.
Yeah, there's one more thing I built over here, which is a cart drawn by a horse or something.
Well, you can kind of tell. It's a pretty good horse, actually. I think.
I tried.
No, it's just about ears or something. Is there any way we can do some ears? No, that looks dumb. That looks like
it just looks more like a reindeer.
I was gonna say it looks like a moose or a reindeer or something. Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, this one is carrying supplies from Medjay, which is if you follow the road, there's some little bridges that cross the stream as well.
Very nice indeed.
Some more infrastructure.
And a little lamp over in this bit. So the lamp drew me in. Thinking of what's going on here.
I don't think I built this.
Okay.
I don't know who did, but
somebody did.
Yeah. Might have been Nick, actually. I think his hobbit spot is right over here.
What's it called? Inspect. Let's have that. It was Laney.
Oh, was it Laney?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was 14.84 days ago.
Oh.
I know.
Oh no,
but you didn't.
This is not Nick's Hobbit place. That's an entirely different bit of the map.
Ah, okay. Fair dues. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. So that path goes right on into the hills, probably following that wall a bit.
Yes, that wall is becoming part of I think, ruined castle that maybe is already built on top of there. I think it actually might have been JT, actually.
Cool. I'll have to have a look at that at some point. I'll definitely have to explore that area. But that's been really awesome, man. Thank you so much for showing me around.
Yeah, no problem.
And if you guys do want to go and check out Burd on his channel, I'll leave a link in the description. Have you got a download up for this map as well? Because I know that people are going to be asking.
I don't think I have a download for Rodevelde yet, because World Downloader, the mod hasn't been updated, I think, or at least when I finished it. So.
Fair enough. Well, when it is, I'm sure we'll get it up, or we'll figure out another way of doing it. It's not as easy anymore, not without MC Edit, because that's what That's what I always used to be able to just cut out an entire chunk of a world and put it up, but you can't anymore. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.